Good evening po sa lahat. Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, good
Yes
evening.
po.
Okay,
Yes
good
po.
evening.
Yes po, good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So welcome to our first session. So this is recorded so we can retrieve anytime the proceedings, no, or our engagement this afternoon. No? So anytime you can retrieve, and also those who are not yet able to join us this afternoon, maybe because they're on their way to enrollment, because we made some adjustments so we can create the class size. No, it is important that we have the class size, especially the PhD students. So we are not yet in the number of required minimum, no, which is 15. So for the masters, I think we are already on the 20 plus students, so it's okay. But for the PhD students, so may konti pa tayo, no, numbers, so we can reach the 15. And so we still welcome. That's why I'm asking some help, no, from the alumni and other friends, no, and professors, if they can invite students to enroll for our extension group, no, which is MM Collab. Okay. But anyway, I have already given the schedule of classes to professors assigned. So hopefully they're on their way also to invite you to their sessions. I think President Ramos, Professor X, no, uh, he is my president. No, so he's the president of the University of Makati, which I asked him to join us. So he will be handling management and some other courses, no, for our group. So I think I have seen his invite already in the Google Classroom. So magkaklase na rin siya. And I think also Dr. Bakay is also having his own schedule, or nagklase na siya last week. I doubt. Meron na ba? May nagklase na ba lang financial last week kay Dr. Bakay? Wala pa. Wala pa naman. Okay, so for masters, you are enrolled in the first 12 units, no? So this is the 4 subject or courses, fundamentals. No? So you have Master 611, which is our subject this afternoon, which is research and statistics. And then 612, which is management. And then you have 613, which is human resource. Tama ba? And then 614, which is financial. Okay, for PhD, you have philosophy or management, that is also to be handled by Dr. Ramos. And then you have Dr. Henry Magat, no, I think for transformational leadership. And then the third, no, which is 712, which is also here, research and statistics. So yun po ang ating mga enrolled subjects this semester. So this is the first, no, try. And then for master's program, you will have 3 semesters, no, the try. So 12 units, 12 units, 12 units, and then take the compre exam, and then graduation. Okay, for non-thesis track, no, I think only few in the masters avail the thesis track. So for PhD, you have 9 units, no? So 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and then the last semester, which is the 4th, that will also I think you only have, yeah, I think 9, and then you go for compre, and then dissertation 1 and 2. Now there was an effect, no, date already, coming from the evaluation of CHED. I think for those who knew some students in the PhD program, yung last time kasi 12 units allowed. And then CHED, I think, gave recommendation that the maximum it should be 9. So kaya nagiging 9 na lang siya. No? So 9 units tapos magiging 4 na semesters spread out. Okay? So we have to follow that. Okay? Kaya nagkaroon ng effect, I think the 2 semesters ago, that the students will have to enroll only for maximum of 9, which is a 3 courses, no, for 3-unit course. Okay. So this is the first, just to give the overall journey, no, to complete the program. For the masters, this will be your first attempt, no, to engage on research. Okay, so this is the first one, but you still have 2 others which complement the course, that we are discussing right now. Okay, so after this one, research and statistics, you have another 2 that will be next semester. So that will be the thesis 1, seminar paper 1. And then you will have thesis 2, seminar paper 2. Okay? So how do we interpret that, no? So we look that in a way students will not have more of the yung toxic na requirements, no? So nag-agree ang mga professors na whatever you have right now as your output in this course, so that will be carried over to your seminar paper 1, thesis 1. And then it will be carried over to seminar paper 2, research 2, or thesis 2 if you are into the thesis track. So magiging buong journey mo towards completion, dala-dala mo yung output dito, no? So meron siyang continuation. Okay? So whatever you have right now, meron pa yan sa next sem, meron pa yan sa third try, no? So ano siya, continuum. And another subject, no, which most of the masters meron siya, yung project program development. So I usually handle the course, kaya ang nire-require ko doon is that parte pa rin ng research nyo, no? So how to convert your research into a project base. Now, why do we have to do this? So we can maximize our energy on the resources that we have to focus, no? In terms of especially when we do research, mahirap yung literature and studies na hinahanap natin at saka yung mga instrument, ano, and the entire design of the research or the project. So what we did, we complement, no, we do things that will make us more easy for us to accomplish. So developmental ang kanyang approach, no, progressive. So whatever you have right now, whatever you will accomplish, because I only have in this course, I think if you are able to see the Google Classroom, I had there 4 tasks, no? So task number 1 is to make an scaffold, no? The entire picture of what you would like to do in terms of your investigation or your scientific query, that is database, no? So research. So mag-conceptualize tayo. And then task number 2 is we gather literature and studies that we can find best fit theory framework, concept framework, no, that can help us to define and hopefully demystify, no, make certainty on the variables that we would like to study. And then the third task is on the methodology. So what design fit the variables, okay, or your hypothesis or your problem statements. So that will be the task number 3. And then the task number 4, it is now the completion of your proposal, and at the same time a certain level of pilot testing, no? Kasi mayroon na tayong integration ng proposed instrument, no? So the where data can be gathered, no? So is it big data, is it panel data, is it first hand data, questionnaire form, qualitative or quantitative? So at the end of this semester, we have the picture, or somehow the initial MRAD. No? So MRAD is introduction, methodology, analysis, discussion. So that's the MRAD. And for the PhD, this is relevant because the PCU adopted already the MRAD for the PhD students in their dissertation. So what does it mean? Sa PCU po, ang dissertation po natin is 4 na chapters lang. So naka-MRAD talaga siya, no? Pero Germanic pa rin ang kanyang presentation, but it is MRAD in the presentation. So ang chapter 1 is the problem and the background, but wala na siyang chapter 2, no, which is the related literature and studies. So the chapter 1 already incorporates the literature and studies. So dun ibubuhos lahat, no? Ang literature and studies sa chapter 1, which is basically MRAD. And then chapter 2 becomes the methodology. And then chapter 3, the presentation of data and analysis. And then chapter 4, it is the summary, conclusion, and recommendation. So yun ang dissertation ng PCU. So chapters 1 to 4 lang siya. Okay? So kung make it precise or concise, that is basically MRAD. Okay? So some would say, kaya ba natin ang isang SEM to do that? By experience, hindi. Kaya ang best na pinaka is yung pilot testing, no? So when we say pilot testing, at the end of this semester, at least you can try 20 or a little of that, no, in terms of data, or somehow you have the skeletal of how your MRAD will look like. Kasi mayroon pa namang next semester at saka another semester. So it becomes progressive. Okay? Now for the non-thesis track, since this is seminar paper 1 and 2, we allow small groups. We allow collaboration. We allow interdisciplinary approach. Okay? So I have given one posting there in our Google Classroom. You can put your proposed title, and then if there is anyone interested, then you can join together. Okay? Kasi yung iba, they belong to, for example, they belong to one hospital for the hospital administration or public health. So they are already in a group. So they already have in mind what to produce. Okay? Because everything else will, as in the explicit, no, dun sa sinabi ni President, I think there is a webinar session there. The first, no, na tayo lang ang gumawa nun, we invited the President and then the research director of PCU, and then we asked the President and then the director for PCU, that was 2 years ago, what was the direction of research? What is the agenda of PCU, no, in terms of research, so that we can follow suit, no? What are the interests of PCU as an institution in terms of research? So dun sa discussion ni President, nandun sa ating Google Classroom, you can look into that. talagang kinlaro niya, no, na ang gusto ng PCU at saka sa kanyang leadership that everything that we do will have always to be beneficial to our workspaces, no? So lahat ng gagawin nating research must benefit our institution, no, where we are, no, in terms of our profession. So i-convert natin, no, into something which can benefit our institution, and it is working so far, no, in favor, because the data is more accessible kasi nandun na sa workspaces natin ang data. So we don't need to look for data because we don't have the luxury of time and resources also, no. It's not easy to do research, kaya mas maganda, no, mas maganda yung approach na gagawin ang research, no, which is they allow even for dissertation, no? That you serve first your institution. So at the end of your program, ang makikinabang dapat yung institution kung saan ka nag-work, no, or saan ka uh, nakabase, no, doon sa sektor na doon ka nagtatrabaho. Okay? So yun ang research agenda ng PCU, no, which we clarified that, no, beforehand, so we can also align our program, yung preparation ng ating grupo, which is MM Collab. Okay. And also yung after this, no, di ba mag tatlong beses, no, the only difference among the programs is yung MBA, no. So yung ating mga MBA students here, after this research and statistics, you will convert this into Strama, no. So pag dating sa second semester, you will be enrolled in Strategic Management 1 and Strategic Management 2. So yung paper nyo, i-convert into Strama. Okay? So I think the only difference is the presentation. No? And of course, there are some details in the Strama like the SWOT analysis, internal, external analysis. No? Strama is more basic on case analysis or study. No? And makikinabang ka nito kasi ito din ang magiging laman, no, ng MBA comprehensive exam, no. So ang MBA comprehensive exam is focus on the Strama, no. Ang compre ng MBA, magbibigay sila ng case analysis. So far one case is an airline company, another one is a mobile company. So yun ang lumalabas doon. It's a case analysis na gagawa ka ng Strama. So dapat familiar tayo doon sa Strama kasi yun ang pinaka-end na revalida, no? Na i-evaluate tayo sa compre, no, doon sa Strama. So yun ang MBA, no? So the rest, it is seminar paper 1, seminar paper 2. So for MBA, it is strategic management. So I think Dr. Sario and Dr. Poblete will handle that, no? Yung Strama 1, Strama 2. Okay, so I think may mga additional chapters, no? Because you will go as far as financial forecast, the Gantt chart, no? The scheduling, no? May mga chapters, no, dun sa Strama, no, na kailangan i-fulfill, no? So hindi siya chapters 1, 2 and 3 lang, no? So marami siyang chapters, no, yung strategic management. And another program, yung environmental planning. So I doubt if there is no one student here that is for environmental planning. Kasi ang sa kanila, isang beses lang, no? Isang 6 unit lang ang kanilang research. And after that, it will be converted into project program management. But as far as the environmental planning, they really are into focus on their specialization. Kasi PRC siya eh, na meron siyang PRC licensure. And I think we have had around more than 50% who are already ENP, no? License coming from the Collab group. Okay? Kasi tayo yung unang nag-batch, no, nagkaroon ng environmental planning. So I think out of 6, 4 ata yung pumasa, no? So sila ay mga ENP na ngayon. So I also have shown meron akong meron dun sa ating Google Classroom yung pinaka-output nila, no? So yung difference ng kanilang presentation kasi nga sila ay isang beses lang mag-research tapos pupunta na sila sa project, no? So yun ang difference. But the rest of the programs, meron tayong research 1 and then meron tayong seminar paper 1, meron tayong seminar paper 2. So ang minimum requirement is that you can have all the tasks, no, partial. Makita lang that we feel, no, that there is a hands-on on how these chapters of the MRAD can be fulfilled, no? Okay, so how to make a good related literature on the variables, no? How to have a good fit methodology appropriate for the study, and then how to look for instrument that can be the source of data gathering, and then how to pilot so we can have the statistics and how to which fit, no, the appropriate is it the both descriptive and inferential statistics on the questions or the problem statement and the hypothesis. So yun ang ating journey, no, kumbaga, no, dito sa ating course, no, which is Master 611 and PhD 712. Okay, so question. So I think it is clear, no? You can work individually if you want, but I am encouraging collaboration because that's the trend now. There is interdisciplinary, there is collaboration as an approach, no, to do research. So we gather our interests and then we work for our interest. So mas maganda kung may may relevance, no, hindi lang sa ating workspace kundi sa ibang workspace din, no, ng ating mga classmates. Okay, I would like also to remind everyone that later on kasi meron tayong mga biases, no. What I mean by biases, we get to use accustom ourselves with our specialization, especially yung mga ibang students, no, na talagang nakafocus na sa ating specialization. I'm talking about the medical doctors, no. I'm talking about the teachers. I'm talking about the architects. I'm talking about, so meron na tayong mga license, no, doon sa ating area, no, yung ating expertise nandun na. Now, let me just remind you, no, that we are now enrolled in a master in management. Master in management. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So, pag sabi, okay, bias, no, in terms of bias. Okay. Kasi later on, when we offer our research interests, okay, so wag nating kalimutan na tayo ay enrolled sa Master in Management, no? So, Master in Management major in. Okay. So, if you are already in the hospital administration, public health, but your expertise, no, because of your specialization, minsan nadadala natin, no? So, dapat i-align natin. I-align. Okay? Uh, what I'm saying is that dito sa ating in-enrolled na program, no, lumalawak siya, no, kasi we are now managers, no, we're term, no, we are master in management. That's why we have courses financial management, leadership. Okay, so yung iba pa doon may mga econ development, marami, no, public administration, fiscal management. Okay, so uh, we can do research in the concept of management or in the areas of management. Okay? So, for example, ang problema pala ng institution nyo is yung, uh, let's say, learning management system. Okay? But you are used into a classroom. Kasi ang istorya ng buhay mo is you are a classroom teacher. But you are already in the grad school taking up master in management in educational administration, so you can do now greater things, no, aside from the classroom. So you can talk about how we manage learning management system, no, in the university or in the local government school system, or you can talk about leadership. Okay, so hindi na yung lesson plan or what, no, or hindi na yung ENT ka, no, so but you can focus on even financial, uh, find how to improve, no, technology of the hospital, how to improve marketing of the hospital, no, how to improve implementing projects in the hospital. Okay, so it's more now on the management side. Okay, ayan. So marami, no? Makikita natin later on when we share or critique our paper. So marami na tayong pwedeng puntahan kasi tayo ay nandito na sa Master in Management. Ayan. Okay? So I think yun ang introduction na pwede para tayo magsimula. So I can share my screen. So any questions so far? Our schedule is alternate, no? I think si Dr. Bakay nagtanong na siya, no? Kung pwede na ba siyang magklase, ano ba ang pwedeng time. Tapos si ano din, Dr. Ramos din nagtatanong, no? So alternate naman. Okay? So we can always make adjustments because it will be at for the entire semester, no? So we will have most likely Saturday, Sunday. And there are also invited lectures, no, so we have to also maximize, no? Kasi grad school naman, no, ang importante is we can have more shared knowledge, no. I know that most of us are also uh, doing, no, higher than the undergrad, no, in our own specialization, so we understand how grad school look like. Okay, so yes, questions please. uh so we will again, no, we will again ask Titus, no, to attend to our needs, no. Can I see raise of hand kung sino pang walang PCU email? Kasi importante kasi ang PCU email, no? Marami pa ba ang walang PCU email? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, Urbano, Racho, Kabigat, Palomo. Yes, you can always use your old PCU email. Uh, Basta working, no? Importante working. Now, can I have one or two comments from the rest of the class? Was it difficult to get your PCU email or mabilis lang using our group chat? Nag-react ba doon si Titus? Saan ba niyo nakuha? Okay, so I got it from the online, no? Online registration, okay? Yung sa group chat, okay, just follow the link from the group chat. Tapos na-activate na. Okay. So, pwede nating gawin ha, yung apat, no? So, meron tayong link doon, no? So, pwede tayong mag-apply doon. And then, just tell me kung nakapag-apply na so we can make a follow-up. Kasi nakikita yan doon sa IT, no? Kung nag-follow up, kung nag-apply tayo, then i-click lang naman nila yun eh, activate, no? But the only thing is that may time limit, no? So kaya kailangan abangan natin doon sa ating uh, binigay na email address. Baka nasa spam, okay? Or baka nakatago siya, no? Na hindi siya doon sa primary na inbox mo. Kaya yun kadalasan nasa spam. Okay? So kailangan nating i-update. Kailangan nating bantayan yung ating personal email. 'Di ba? We are asked to give our email. Kasi doon nila ipapasa yung link, no, to activate. Okay? So paki-ano na lang. Ha? Kasi the rest naman naka-successful, no? So meron na silang mga PCO email. So ayan. So I'll make a follow-up again to Titus. Okay. So again po, nasa professor po ang choice, no? So ako ang ginagamit ko ay um, Google Classroom. Okay? Ang ginagamit ko ay Google Classroom. So yung ibang professor sa inyong mga major class, no, gagamit, they will introduce you to the Prism or the portal, no, yung ating Blue Book. So wala namang problema doon, no. Okay? So I'm just having the Google Classroom. It is still legal. It is still uh, private because we are using the PCU domain. So wala namang nakakapasok doon ng mga iba, no? Kasi we used our PCU email ad. Okay. So let me share my screen. Wait. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prof.
Okay,
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. So this is our classroom, okay? So this is our classroom. So I think if I can show you, nag-i-invite na marami nang nag-i-invite, no? Ayan, yan oh, nag-i-invite na si Professor Ramos, no? So meron na siyang management, ito, transformative leadership, philosophy of management. So maraming nag-i-invite, no, na yan. So hopefully magbibigay na rin siya ng I don't know kung, so let me check kung nandito kayo ha. Ayan. So nandito na kayo? Naka-access na kayo? Ayan oh. May nag-access na sa management, no? So this is Professor Ramos class. Yan, Maria Cecilia Amaro. So you are invited pero hindi mo pa na i-click, no? So hindi mo na-acknowledge pa ang kanyang invite. Okay? So nag-i-invite na sila ng estudyante. Okay. So tayo ay dito, no? Can you still see my screen? Nakikita ba ang screen ko? Share?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, thank you. So, ayan, ito po ang ating I think our next session will be September 30, no? So this is to give way to another professor maybe on Saturday, meron ding klase na iba, no? So mag-alternate. Okay, so this is our course outline. So you just have to click, no? For masters and then for PhD. So our task is this, no? So task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. So these are the some of the webinars and research webinars and paper presentation. So please click on this, no? And then you are asked to have your takeaways, no? So pakisabi na lang dito kung ano yung gusto nyong sabihin, no? Dito sa add class comment. Okay. Because there are lectures here na very important. Yung ibang guest natin, I think I already lost personally one research guru, no? So Dr. Barbara Wong Fernandez, I invited her in one of our previous webinar. She is my dissertation advisor, no? So we lost her 2 Decembers ago, pero nakapag-join pa siya sa atin, nag-lecture siya sa ating research on qualitative. So may mga discussions dito. Ito yung sinabi ko yung kay President, no? Ito yung meron din dito yung director ng research ng PCU. So yung mga research agenda, no, ng university. So nandito siya. Okay. So maybe in your own time you can click on this. Okay, so ito yung ating task, no? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. I have here some links which you can find your interest on research. So maybe, no, this can help. So if you have business approach, so this can be a good focus on your research. Okay, so you can talk about market analysis, financial, brand analysis, product analysis, demand, competitor analysis, risk analysis, distribution analysis. Okay, so maybe you can look some of some research proposals, areas on research. Yan. So, pwede po diyan. Baka may makukuha tayong mga idea, paano makapagsimula sa ating research. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so ayan po sa administration, management, hospital, public health, sa education. So ayan, meron po diyan. May mga links po, kung ano yung mga research agenda din na gusto natin, interests. Okay, so we will talk this tonight. So we will have one presentation tonight. So another research sessions here. So baka mayroon tayo mapulot, So you just have to click on the presentation. Okay. And then we have the two frameworks, theoretical, conceptual. Ito yung mga materials for task 1. Okay. So how to do research. Okay. So if I may preempt, I have here some examples ng output 1, So yung output 1 natin will look like this. Okay? Ganyan. So meron tayong scaffold mamaya, And this can help us, in terms of what is our interest, So we will be asked here to do this, So research topic, research problem, and then purpose, and then research questions, and then deficiencies in evidence. The deficiencies in evidence is otherwise your intended research gap, So what would you like to contribute? Okay, so you look into the related literature and studies, ano ba ang pinag-uusapan doon? So most of them do like this. So what differentiate your research query, So that becomes your research gap. Okay. And relating the study to the audience. So who will be your beneficiaries, Because later on you will have to make recommendations, so what they can do, out of your output. Okay. So ito yung task number 1, So it's a one piece of paper, and then later on we can have some critiquing. Okay? Critiquing. So for example, this one, ang gusto niya, because this happened in the pandemic time, So the timely, relevant topic, sinuggest, doctor to, So nasa hospital administration siya. So this is online consultation. So that's very broad, So research topic is usually broad. So what area you would like to, So it's on online consultation. And then research problem. So centers on the capability of government-based hospitals in Bulacan to provide online consultations. So my comment here is Bulacan. So this is worth, an intent, if you can have the entire Bulacan. But it is big data, because buong Bulacan, So or you can have specific, So ano ba sa Bulacan? Saan ba sa Bulacan? Okay. And then capability of government. So you can have a specific on the what do you mean by capability? So if you look at the purpose, to know the capacity of Bulacan Medical Center to provide online, to know the capability of patients. So ang reaction ko dito, ang suggestion ko, so maybe the capability talks about technological administration for online consultation. So technological administration pertains to capacity and capability. So yung capacity ng hospital, to provide online consultation, and then yung capability ng patient to connect, no, or to utilize the online consultation. Okay, so yun siguro, no, so magiging specific na siya, no. So you are now focusing on the technological administration in terms of the capacity, capability. So nagkakaroon na siya ng specific variables. Okay, because in the research questions, yun naman ang punto, no. So why are online consultations not common? What are the hindrances in establishing online? Are patients willing to try online? Are the things needed to put up an online hospital-based consultations? What are the benefits? Okay. And then what are the disadvantages of online consultation? So yung research, okay na, no, yung questions. So this must be leading towards this, no? So magbabago na, no? Magbabago na. Tama naman ang kanyang mga audience, no? Local government, hospital administrators, government-based facility, no? And then physicians. Okay. And of course, siguro yung mga patients, no? Importante dito, no? Audience din ng mga patients. Okay. So ito yung muka, no, ng task number 1. Okay? Ito din COVID-19 pandemic, no? So this is more on knowledge, attitude, and practice, okay, towards the pandemic. Okay. Yan. Ito naman ay yung ayan, yung shortage, ano? Critical supply, ayan. So shortage. So it is now more on management, no? So siguro yung supply chain, procurement, logistics. So yun ang problema doon, no? So yung pinaka-end goal is yung factors affecting the supply demand, no? Procurement process. So maybe that is very important. So how is procurement done, no, in the types of hospitals? Okay. Public, no, or private. Okay. Ito naman healthcare workers, no. Ayan. So marami, no, maraming interest na yung sinabi ko kanina, no, na since management na tayo, so more on the management, no, of institution. Okay, ito naman sa MBA, no. So the market acceptability, yung Bayanihan Act, no. So I think lumabas ito na issue, being implemented through the banks. Okay. So we have to be more specific, commercial ba, government bank, no? General public, so it has to be specific, no? Kasi more on the loan, so it's more towards the borrowers. Okay? Ayan. Ito naman property, no? Investment. So may mga ano tayo. So ito naman education, sa education side, no? So the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on senior high. So new normal, no? Yung education. So what do you mean by impact? So it's learning, it's technology, so preparedness, no? So ang recommendation dito is yung ICT. Okay? Information Communications Technology. So this is more on teachers, students, parents. So focus on the support services. Okay? So the task number 1 will help us determine, no, yung areas that will create the specifics of our research. Now, why is it so? Because the important thing to be reminded, pag wala kasi tayong task 1, no, yung ang tawag doon yung escaffold. Later on, we can be overwhelmed, no? We can be overwhelmed by a lot of literature and studies, no, trying to convince us to do otherwise, no. Pag may nakita tayong isang journal, isang study, ay ang ganda nito. Kasi makikita mo, no? Tapos another journal, ay ang ganda nito. So minsan ang ending wala na tayong nagawa, no? Kasi na-appreciate na natin lahat. So with this task 1, we are now more certain, no, on what variables that we would like to try. We only need 2, no? Later on we will talk about the X and the Y. No? In research, no? Kailangan natin dalawa, or we can have uh, systematic approach or more multimodal approach, no? But in general, we only need 2 variables, the dependent, independent. And later on, we see how this affects, no? Or if there is a mediating variable to that. But basically, we only need the 2 variables. Is it cause effect, or is it relational? Is it independent to each? What I mean is that we see only the effect in terms of there is an intervention, no? So causality, okay? So yun ang advantage, no, na design yung task 1. Okay, hopefully ma-appreciate natin para magiging ano na, no, magkaroon tayo uh, focus, no, kung ano ba talaga ang gusto natin, because by experience, right? By experience, no, most of my colleagues, no, tapos na lahat sa academics. Pero bakit walang title until now? Because nababaon dun sa dissertation, no? Nababaon dun sa research. And then naabutan na ng 10 years, mag-refreshers course na naman. Naabutan na ng 5 years sa masters, refreshers course na naman, no? So bakit paulit-ulit? Kasi nga hindi na ang tawag nga masyado kasi matalino, no? Pero ang siguro ang problema doon is hindi lang nakapili ng tamang variables, no? Kasi nga because of a lot of things in mind. So what do you really want, no? Yun lang naman ang tinatanong doon eh. What do you really want, and then what is the intended output, no, of this, no? How can this change humanity, no? How can this affect humanity? Yun lang naman ang contribution natin, no? New construct, new knowledge, and hopefully later on it will become the norm. So continuous naman ang research, right? Testing and developing. Okay. So yun ang napag-agrihan, no? Na siguro kailangan nating i-focus lang, no? I-focus lang yung students kung ano ba talaga ang interest nila. Okay. So with that, can I ask again the question? May clarification? Clarification? So ito yung task number 1. May mga readings, okay? May mga readings tayo. Task number 2, ito yung ayan, yung si President nag-discuss, no? So this is more on the how we can get related literature, how we can present now. Okay? So meron tayo dito mga some materials and examples. Okay? So it is more on literature. Okay? And then this one, it is more on the questionnaire, no? Protocol, instrumentation, data gathering. So parang chapter 3 na to, no? Ito yung methodology na sinasabi. And then hopefully we can pilot, hopefully we can test, no? In a small scale, sample size, so we can make an interpretation. So parang mag-produce tayo ng ganito. Okay? So ito yung ating format, no? Ito yung ating format. So let me just preempt you again, no? So ito yung sample, ha. This is already the task 4. Okay? So nakagrupo sila. Sila ay engineering management. Yan. Nakagrupo sila. So ito yung una, no? Yung task number 1, no? Yung task number 1 na sinabi natin kanina, tapos nakapag-produce na sila ng output. So this is now the MRAD. Okay? So may title, tapos ito yung mga members. So may abstract, tapos may introduction. Ayan, no? So dito sa introduction, meron ng mga related literature, okay, studies, citation, and then there is methodology, okay, data gathering, and then they have now the results. So ayan. So talagang pinaghirapan din nila, no? Na-excite sila na makapag-produce. So umabot sila ng tulong-tulong nila 209 participants. Yan. So ito yung demographics, ayan, no? So nakapag-produce sila ng ganito. May instrument na i-test nila. Okay, nagkaroon ng discussion, presentation. Ayan. So in the discussion, it is where now you incorporate another literature, no? Yung related lit at saka studies, no? Dito naman ilalagay sa discussion. So yung result basically yung data interpretation. So ito ini-integrate mo na yung ano yung sinabi ng ibang research, no? Sa discussion sa part ng discussion. Okay, so i-integrate na naman dito yung mga literature and studies. Yan, implication. So nilagyan nila ng implication, no? Kasi yung MRAD, additional, you can have your conclusion, implication, limitations, yan. Yan, recommendations, and then references. Ayan. So yun ang nagawa nila, no? Nagtulong-tulong sila na makabuo. Ayan. Okay? So this is an example of task number 4. Okay. So ito 'yon. So ang format natin is ito. This is a Word, no? Naka-Word siya. So please download this, no? I-download mo lang 'to para ito yung gagamitin mo. So nandito yung title, proponent, abstract, then introduction, methodology, results, discussion, and then acknowledgement, references. So ito yung magiging format natin. Okay? So questions so far? Huwag namang sabihin, sir. Pwedeng mag-drop na lang. Kaya natin yan. Sabi ko nga, no? Sabi ko nga kanina sa introduction, itong research na to, 3 semesters pa to, no? So, magkikita pa rin tayo ng ganito next sem. Ibang professor, but alam na nila na meron na tayong output dito. So, i-carry nila next sem. No? So, sasabihin nila sa iyo, oh, anong nangyari sa inyo sa research? Yan. So, yun ang ipaprocess, i-develop. And then another semester, ganun pa rin, no? So, talagang in 1 year, makabuo tayo ng isang MRAD. Tama? Madagdagan ng madagdagan hanggang mabuo natin. Okay? Now, the only difference is that Pag marami tayo, hindi pwedeng i-thesis kasi ang thesis dapat isang tao lang. So kaya ang tawag sa atin is seminar paper, project paper. Kasi we do collaboration. Okay? Kasi mga non-thesis. Okay. Non-thesis. So pwedeng group. Okay. Question? Reaction? Yes, go ahead. Let's start with
Yep.
Gina. Yeah, go ahead.
Clarification lang, sir. Kahit non-thesis, ang output namin is sa MRAD format or
Mm-mm.
thesis format.
MRAD siya, the only difference is that hindi mo siya i-defend, no? We will not defend it. We will just present it. So meron tayong schedule ng presentation, dun sa mga nakatapos na, no? Last sem. So we will have that I think by October. So magpe-present sila. So titignan natin kung ano yung nagawa nila, no? For the 3 semesters. Okay? So yung output natin, hindi natin siya i-defend, ipe-present. Okay? Ipe-present. Does that
Okay,
answer?
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Philip, you have a question? Clarification?
No, sir, that was just a thumbs up.
Okay. Question, please. So, klaro, no? Kaya yung iba, gusto nila mag-thesis na lang. Pero, yes, wala namang problema. Ang problema lang doon is that ihiwalay ka natin sa group. Kasi nga, ikaw ay thesis na. No? Hindi ka na project-based. Okay? So, mag-iisa ka na lang kasi thesis ang pipiliin mo. Okay? Ang iba naman, non-thesis. Ang maganda kasi sa PCU, pag ikaw ay master's, non-thesis, tapos you will proceed to PhD, wala ka ng bridging kung galing ka sa PCU. Okay? Pero kung hindi ka galing sa PCU, meron kang bridging. And I think that is similar to other schools also. Kaya yung mga ibang nag-graduate ng masters, nag-proceed na sila, I think graduate na sila ngayon, no, ng PhD. So tinuloy nila hanggang PhD sa PCU. Yan. Sa ibang schools naman, I was invited, lalo na sa PUP, ang tawag sa kanilang defense, public defense. No? So talagang madlang people, no? So ini-invite. Sa ibang school naman, yung beneficiaries mo kailangan present during your defense or colloquium. Kasi sila yung makikinabang, no? So kailangan nandun sila kasi sila yung sa kanila nanggaling ang mga datos, no? So part sila ng research. Okay? So kailangan maging present sila during your defense. Yan. So kanya-kanya naman, no? Kanya-kanyang proseso. Okay. So pag wala na, so let me share. Yes, go ahead.
Doc, hello po, Doc. May question lang po ako regarding po sa maximum number ng collaborators sa isang grupo po. Mga ilan po yung maximum po?
How many you intend to create? Pwede namang grabe. Hindi naman kasi ang journal hanggang 5 lang ata, hanggang 4, no? So let us follow. Okay? Let us follow the journal kasi hopefully yung output natin pwede nating i-submit sa journal, no? Yung publication. Okay? So ayoko naman na mag-away-away tayo hanggang dun sa dulo kasi 6, kailangan tanggalin yung 2, no? So may mga ganun, no? So kasi nga later on maano na tayo eh, no? Ma-hook na tayo dun sa topic natin. So siguro 3, 4 pwede, no? Pero yung kung marami na, baka masayang. And of course, I will look into the scores will also be relative, no? Dapat nagma-match dun sa content, no? So kung marami kayo, mas mataas ang level ng standards, no? Kasi maraming nagtutulungan, tama? Yes, Philip.
Good day, Prof. I just wanted to ask, so groups of 5 maximum, how are these groups going to be arranged? Kanya-kanya pong, I mean, do
Oo,
we choose
kaya
yung
nga
mga cells?
yes. Kanina I asked I think there is one posting here that I will ask you to write your proposal. Just a proposed title. Sorry, nawala na. Okay, hold on. I think there is a posting here. I asked here, can you, saan na ba yun? I think the first one. Here. There is a takeaway. Dito. Ito. After browsing the link, write down below your proposed title. So ito. So dito, halimbawa, may naisip ka. So I am looking, this is my proposed title. So meaning, all of us will have access to this, no? So maybe some classmate, one or two, will message you, can we work together? Kasi parang parehas tayo ng interest, no? So pwedeng ganon. Or most likely, yung iba kasi barkada na before nag-enroll. So mga related na ang kanilang mga trabaho. Kaya dun sa task number 1, sa task number 1 natin malalaman, no? Pag nag-submit na pwedeng si ganito mag-work kay ganito kasi parehas lang naman ang kanilang interest. So why not you can work together? So may mga ganon. Or you can have you can ask friends already or classmates if who among are interested on the topic, no? Kaya dito meron tayo. Does that answer the question, Philip?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Pwedeng maghanap, tapos pwede ring mag-post kasi kailangan natin ipo-post dito, no? Kasi ito yung requirement. After browsing the link, write down below your proposed working title. So, kasi in our next session, dito ako manggagaling, no? Kung ano yung mga posible, no? Critiquing. So let us share knowledge, no? On our next session dun sa ating mga submissions. Okay? So I hope you can participate, no? Kung meron kayong naisip, pwede nang isulat dito para yung iba naman pwedeng i-contact kayo, no? Na pwede tayong magsama, okay? Pwede tayong magsama. Kasi batch naman kayo hanggang graduation, no? So no problem. And I think the last batches nagiging successful naman doon sa scheme, no? Na they can collaborate. Okay. So ito po meron po tayong task na doon na mention, no, na kailangan mag-participate tayo dito, magpo-post, no, kung ano yung research agenda natin dito nasa classroom. Okay. So having said that, no, ito yun So paki-picturean natin 'yan. Okay, so this is my sharing this evening. So let me open the research ka ba? Kasi you complete me, no? So I just had this title because this is too undergrad, but I find this one fitting to all of us by experience, by marites ng iba, no? Na ang problema talaga bakit hindi gagraduate, hindi makagraduate kasi nga kulang sa research, no, yung output. Okay? So, research ka ba? Kasi you complete me. So, pag na-complete na, pwede na, no? Okay. Now, can I have 1 or 2 minutes of your time, no? So please use the chat box. Okay, I have a question here. What do you see? Okay, please answer sa ating chat box. The question is, what do you see? Okay, let me proceed. I have another picture here. Oh, sorry. Okay, I have another picture here. This one. What do you see? Okay, so please. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we have 2 here, no? Hold on. Okay. Pakisagot please, no? So the first is hey. Okay. Okay, we have 2. What do you see? And then another one. What do you see? Okay. So 2 pictures. Oh, let me just answer this. How about po sa PhD? Yes, Flor Delis, what are you trying to ask?
Hi po, Doc.
Yes.
Good evening po.
Yes.
Regarding po sa ano po, sa task po, kasi po, I am not working. I am a full-time mom. And I am teaching online po, English. So is it possible po, yun na lang po yung ano ko, yung gagawin kong topic?
Yeah,
Research topic.
dito po sa research, pag ikaw ay PhD, dito po
Opo.
sa research, pag ikaw ay PhD, pwede pong maggrupo, no?
Wala po akong ano, sir.
For the completion of the task. Okay? You can also work by your own.
Okay po.
What is the advantage here? Ang disadvantage kasi sa mga PhD, isang beses lang silang magre-research, ito lang. And I have also had that experience in my time, no? Isang beses lang mag-methods. Tapos puro na mga subjects. Tapos dissertation na. Kaya windang-windang na sa dissertation, okay? So I hope that this is a good exercise sa mga PhD students kasi ang next time na makita nyo uli ang research, dissertation na eh, no? So I am looking at PhD students na as early as now, I think that's the reason why kasi dinidebate yan eh. Bakit ang research talagang unang subject, no? Kasi sa ibang school, before mag-enroll, hahanapan ka na ng, halimbawa, Lasal, hahanapan ka na doon ng give me 2-3 pages of your research. So what do you intend? Kasi yun kadalasan ang dahilan, no? Na hindi matatapos dahil hindi nga, wala nang idea pa about research, no? So as early as now, this is also the intent, no? Na ito pala ang gagawin. Para kasi next semester or this semester meron kayong transformational leadership, meron kayong management, meron kayong financial, meron kayong tapos next sem magme-major subjects na kayo. So, kung meron na kayong naisip na framework ngayon, okay? Kung may naisip na kayo, halimbawa ay gusto ko na yung supply chain operation ng aming company. Ay gusto ko na yung ganito. So, later on, lahat ng mga subjects nyo, i-align mo na, no? Kasi may mga requirements sa mga subjects. So i-align mo na dun sa research mo. Okay? So I hope that is getting sense, no? Kailangan talaga ng alignment kasi kung iba't iba ang binabasa natin, pagdating sa dulo, wala na tayong maiisip na research uli. No? Okay? So halimbawa, ako gusto ko na yung leadership. So pagdating dun sa financial, I also look into how financial can fit into leadership, right? Because part of leadership is sound fiscal management. So how? So, ina-align mo siya palagi, no? Kasi meron ka ng gusto mo na itong topic na to. So, yung buong PhD mo, para yung babasahin mo ng mga aklat, may pakinabang sa research, right? So, I hope that is making sense. Okay? Pero dito sa klase natin, yun ang ini-expect, no? Sa mga PhD. So, but I allow you to work as a group. I allow you to work as a group. Okay? At the same time, for completion of this course, okay? In the concept of hands-on, yung practice lang, refreshers, kasi pinagdaanan na natin to sa masters, no? So how do we refresh ourselves? Okay? Ayun.
Okay po. Salamat, Doc.
Pero kung later on may ibang topic ka, wala tayong magawa doon kasi you will have individual naman, no? But for purposes of this course, maybe it is beneficial if you can work as a group. Kasi later on talagang individual ang dissertation. So paano makatulong yung group, no? Kasi ang after natin dito sa course is yung proseso, okay? Maintindihan natin yung proseso. Kasi later on, mabilis na lang naman yun eh. Lagyan ng laman. Okay, so go back, no? What do you see? What do you see? I think from the answers sa chat box, parang gusto ko nang mag-dismiss ng klase, no? Kasi parang lahat na tayo researchers talaga. No? Imagine mo, sa picture na yan, may mga nakaisip ng chaos, poverty. Meron silang mga mata na hindi natin nakikita, no? Ayan, hardship. Paki-explain, no? Poverty. Okay. Nasaan ang poverty, no? So meron silang nakikita beyond the picture. Okay? Man at loss, escaping something, pondering life, opportunity. Imagine, may hope, coping with the environment. Kalain mo, no? Hindi ba pwedeng checkered na tiles? Kasi ang tanong lang naman, what do you see, no? Newspaper, upuan, hubad na mama. Yung mga ganon, no? Pero ang lalim ng sagot, poverty. Okay? So, really, pwede nang mag-dismiss ng class, no? Pwede naman dito, dila. Ayan. Pero ang nakita, chaos. Chaotic. Okay? Too much of many things. Sige. So, pwede talaga researchers na, no? Malalim. Malalim ang nakikita nyo. So, malalim. Kasi ang tanong naman is, what do you see? Likod ng mama. Ganyan. So, dila, panot, no? Okay, so, what is this really? Okay, there are things that beyond, no? Beyond these illustrations. This is actually aftermath, no? Yung Yolanda sa Tacloban. So, this is yung looting, no? So, siguro wala nang nakain, wala nang materials, na bukas yung mga tindahan dahil sa dahil dun sa bagyo at saka yung rapid, no, yung tubig, ganyan, no. So wala na. So looting, no. So kuha na sila kung anong mga bagay na nakikita nila. So nangyari to dun sa Yolanda. Ito namang second picture, ito yung apartment ng Hong Kong. So this is actually Hong Kong. Yung high rise, yung regular people working. Kasi kailangan nilang magtrabaho, no? So yung gobyerno, may mga apartment. This is an apartment. Yung bed space, kaya may lock, oh. Mayroong screen, no? Nakalock. Ito yung space mo. Another space there, second floor, third floor, ganyan. So ito yung nire-rent mo, no? Ilalak mo yan, no? Kasi nandiyan ang gamit mo sa loob. So apartment siya, no? Sa mga high-rise building for the working men. So this is reality. Okay? So beyond that, there are a lot of questions. Now, these questions will have to be answered. We search truth, no? Meron ba? No? Ano bang meaning nito? So yun ang nangyayari, bakit tayo nagre-research. Okay? Otherwise, we just be marites, no? Or just hearsay. So there has to be an scientific process. Okay? So we can come up with a generalized statement. Ayan. So tama, no? So ano ba ang nakikita? Okay. Ayan. Kahirapan, loneliness, may mga ganun. So we need to investigate. Okay. So what is and what is not research? So first, we research because we see things unusual. So we call this phenomenon. So anything that is happening unusual, so we call it phenomenon. So social phenomenon. So these are occurring things which are not the usual. So we have a lot of things to investigate. COVID-19. So ang dami nating inimbestigahan about this, no? COVID-19. So it's a global pandemic. So there are a lot of questions. And what we are doing right now, yung distancing, mag-wear ng mask, mag-lockdown, those are not just marites, no? Or one person decision. It was all about data. It was all about analysis of data. So hindi iyon decision lang na dahil gusto natin. So base yun sa datos, no, na inimbestigahan. Okay? So when we talk about research, there has to be purpose. Okay? We have to answer a problem. That is our focus. So what do you intend to? There has to be a purpose. If you look at phenomenon, if there is something boggling you, so you have always to create the spotlight, no? So what is the centrality of your investigation? What do you intend to? So yun ang magiging focus natin. Okay? And most likely, no, ay na-appreciate ko itong mga ibang experiences ko, no, na sa ibang school talaga bago mag-research, kailangan immersion. No, since we're graduate school, kaya ang tinutukoy ditong immersion, yung workspace natin, yung araw-araw nating ginagalawan, nandun yun, no? Immerse na tayo doon. But for the undergrad, okay, for example, sa ibang school, talagang buong summer, okay? Bago ka mag-enroll ng research, yung buong summer mo, dadalhin ka doon sa place kung saan gusto mo. Okay? So you have to do immersion. Because in immersion, you find the focus. Halimbawa, gusto ko yung prostitution. That is already common. But hello, yun na nga ang research no? It is always a continuous investigation kasi may mga occurring, no? Emerging phenomenon na hindi natin nakikita, no? Na meron pala. Okay? And eventually, nagiging ano siya, nagiging best thesis siya. Ang ano kasi dito yung madre, no? So madre ang nagthesis, prostitution ang kanyang pinili. So hindi naman siya nag burst it in or nagpanggap na prostitute, no? Para maintindihan niya, no? Wala namang ganon. Nag-immersion lang sa Pampanga. So yun, doon. Kasi marami doon, no? Yung sinasabing prostitution. But eventually, hindi naman prostitute ang kanyang napiling spotlight. Doon sa kanyang exposure, sa immersion niya, alam mo ang title niya is The Mama Sang. Okay? Yung si Mama Sang ang kanyang nagiging focus, hindi si prostitute. So, yun ang maganda, no? Yung nagkaroon siya ng research gap. Nakapag-contribute siya, no? So, dito sa kalakalan ng prostitution, importante pala si Mama Sang. Ito yung nagbi-bridge, no, ng customer at saka ng client, no? So si Mama Sang, ito yung master dun sa transaction. So it talks about the relevance, no, yung significant character na bugaw, no? Si Mama Sang. So yun ang nagiging focus niya sa kanyang research, right? So tabu man, no, well, ano po bang meron sa prostitution? Meron pala, no? Yung storya ni Mama Sang, yung si Bugaw. Okay. Another one, I realized I attempted, no, street vending, no, yung ambulant vendors, yung takbuhan ng mga pulis, no, yung nagtakbo tapos bukas meron na naman nag-iiyakan sa TV na confiscate ang kanilang mga makeshift, no? Tapos bukas nandun na naman sila. So I have been staying in Recto for 20 years, no? Because I was part of FEU for 20 years before I joined University of Makati, no? Which is I am right now, no? For 3 years, 4 years na ata. So 20 years ako dun sa Recto. So I made one study on ambulant vendors, no? Kasi Recto yan, no? And the focus now, hindi na akala ko yung vendor lang, no? Bakit sila nagtatakbuhan, no? Tapos bukas nandoon na naman sila. Okay? So walang kamatayang cycle. So I was just thinking hanggang dun lang ang aking research. But when I had the immersion, no? Kailangan mong i-expose yung sarili mo doon para mag-chismis, para makita mo, no? Ano bang meron dito na bago, no? Yung sinasabi. And I realized na meron palang sinasabing butaw. Yan. Imagine mo yung butaw. Yung sharing, no? Bakit sila nagsusurvive? May butaw, no? Yung doon, 700 pesos. 2 barangay, 1 pulis. Yun ang binabayaran nila araw-araw para mag-survive. So doon na nakafocus yung study, no? Doon sa variable ng butaw. Okay? So iba, no? So makikita mo yung focus. Okay? Kasi generic man naman ang mga pangyayari, no? But there has to be a problem. So you have to look for that problem. And having that focus, then you now understand what are the appropriate variables, no? So this is now relationship, no? The X and the Y variables. So importante sa research, meron tayong variables. So Ano ba ang i-measure? Ano ba ang binibigyan natin ng meaning? No? So if this is qualitative, phenomenological, so we search for that meaning. If this is quantitative, then we look at the the gauge of that, no? Whether it is to what extent or to what level of understanding on that kind of variable or that variable, and see if there is relationship or difference, no? So ang importante, meron tayong variables, no? So we need the x and the y. Okay, in general research scheme, we call it the independent and dependent. The x is a function of y, so whatever happens with x, that will result to y. So that could be cause effect, no? Or we have correlation in terms of x and y. Okay, so generally dapat meron tayong x and y variables. So if we talk about student performance, so how do you gauge student performance? So you need another variable to measure student performance. So it could be collaborative teaching. So how collaborative teaching can affect students' performance, or how modular instruction can affect student performance. So may X and Y. Okay. Find out what is true. Generating new knowledge. Yun ang ating commitment to do research, no? So we have to seek for truth, no? A certain level of truth. So how do we do that? We have to be honest on the data that we gather, the data that we are treating or testing, because we are now creating a new construct, a new knowledge. Eh kung mali-mali tayo, baka mali-mali ang lipunan. Okay? So we have to be truthful, no? Because we are generating new knowledge. Okay, data may be new, existing, old, but used for new purpose. So we add value to existing data. Okay? So pwede tayong mag-historical, di ba? We can use a dummy, no? Halimbawa, fluctuation ng GNP, ng yung gross national index or product. So kung ito ay 30 years, 50 years, so meron bang difference sa mga time, no? So we use the dummy, no? Yung EDSA revolution, yung martial law, yung Asian crisis. So meron tayong mga certain point na may nangyari sa lipunan, no? Na makapag-explain bakit nagkaganito ang trend, no, ng ating production. So we can use old, but we add value, no? We add value to the data. So it can be new, existing, old, but for new purpose. Okay? So do not be afraid. It depends on what you intend to measure. Okay. There is always hypothesis, no? So this is what we call the preconceived notion of the phenomenon. So this is explicit in quantitative research. We don't hypothesize in qualitative because we have to search for meaning. So we don't have a preconceived notion, no, when we talk about qualitative, because we are generating a new emerging knowledge, no, dun sa ating ginawa, no, na pagsaliksik. So hypothesis is more, it is explicit, no, in quantitative. So basically it's about difference, or it is about relationship. Okay, so we hypothesize. Is there a significant difference? Is there a significant relationship? So that would be the hypothesis in quantitative study. Now, a good researcher understands what the researcher did not write. Okay? So this is now what we call our research gap. No? So how do we get, because when we do research, we are always asked, what is the relevance? No? Saan ba ilalagay mo yung contribution mo sa mga nag-i-exist ngayon? So dapat meron kang i-fill in na gap, no? Kasi yun ang magiging contribution mo. So how do we look for that, no? So this is now the cue, no? First, we look into chapter 1, no? Kung magbabasa tayo ng journal related literature and studies, no? So we go to the chapter 1 because chapter 1 looks into the variables, introducing the problem. So now if we know, okay, ito yung problema, then we go to the methodology. So how will the problem be investigated? So what is the method used? What is the process utilized? And then we go to the analysis. Ano ang kanyang findings? Okay? So if we relate that, then makabuo tayo ng ating sariling research. Okay? Ating sariling research. Because makikita na natin kung saan tayo pupwesto. Ito yung hindi niya sinabi. Ito yung hindi niya na-observe or napatunayan sa research. So ito yung kulang. So ito yung idadagdag ko. Okay? So that is now the research gap, no? Ito yung sinabi kanina yung deficiency in evidence. Okay? So ano ba yung kulang sa ibang related literature and studies? Yun ang magiging contribution mo. Okay. Now, research is beyond opinion. So it's a critical inquiry. Editorial that is opinionated. No? So in true research, there is rigor. Okay? Again, yung qualitative research is finding meaning. Yung quantitative, it is describing and testing. So there is inferring, no? Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng estimate when we do regression or correlation if we want to see if there are relationship on the variables. Okay. But all in all, when we look at research, it is not simply opinion. It has to go into the process, scientific process. So yun ang ating gustong maabot ngayon. Okay, so what is that scientific process? Okay. Objective interpretation of results. No? So research must be impartial, neutral. Bayaan po natin ang datos natin. So let us not manipulate so that it can favor our bias, no? Or it can favor our preconceived generalization, no? Dun sa phenomenon. Kasi meron na tayo no? So kailangan bayaan natin ang datos, no? If the data would say there is no significant relationship or difference, then be it. Okay? Yun ang sinabi. So hindi natin pwedeng i-manipulate para yung gusto natin maabot, no, ng ating data. So let us be objective, no? Neutral, impartial. Kasi pag ginamit na to sa real world, baka magkamali ang real world kasi mali ang ating pag-analyze, no? Pag-present ng data. Okay, research must be useful. So I think this is very clear, no, in the PCU agenda. So knowledge generation, knowledge construction. So it has to be for public consumption. So our research must be utilized, no, in our workspaces. No? I-apply natin, no? Ipamahagi natin, i-disseminate natin. Okay? So kailangan useful, no? Kailangan may may level of usefulness ang ating ginagawang pagsaliksik, no? Yung pag-research na ginawa. Okay, results should be written with care, precision, and concern. That is why we have now the ethics committee. We have ethical considerations. So we follow protocol, especially when we do intervention, when we do experimentation. So we have to make sure that the participants are safe. Okay. So it has to be always with care, precision, and concern. So dun sa module natin, nandun yung mga some ethical considerations when we do research. Usually in our part, no, qualitative, we have to give the protocol consent that our participants may leave anytime they want. They are not forced to participate. They have to be in the consent, free will. Hindi sila pino-force, no, na mag-take part ng ating research. So mayroon tayong consent form. Okay, ito yung sinabi kanina, no, yung scientific process. So identification, we define the problem, we identify, we formulate the hypothesis. So when it is quali, then we have specific to general. When it is deductive, no, so it is general to specific. Okay. And then we collect, we organize, we interpret data, and then we formulate conclusion, and there is repeated verification. So our research should not be endpoint, no? Our research should open opportunities for the next researcher to do. Okay? So kailangan yung research natin pwedeng i-verify, i-test, no, ng iba. Okay? Kung meron pang other development or other new knowledge can be derived, no, from what we have started. Okay? Okay, so this is the task. Yung sinabi ko kanina, no, yung pinakita ko. So task number 1, okay, research topic. So we identify our research topic. So this is a broad subject matter addressed by the study. Research problem, this is the general social issue or concern or controversy addressed in research. And then the purpose, the major intent objective of the study, used to address the problem. And then research question, these are now specific questions that the researcher would like to answer, address in the study. Deficiencies in evidence, this is the bridging gap. So this is now what we intend to contribute. No? So how do we bridge the gap between the previous researches and to our new or the current study that we would like to? And then relating the audience to study to the audience, the importance of findings too. So who will be the beneficiaries? So who will benefit our study? So sila yung mga audience natin. Okay. So from this format, I have here the example, no? So practice task 1. Okay, so this is more on the political science. Okay, research topic. Okay, democracy. So that is broad. No? So I'm talking about democracy. This is relevant because our country is having this kind of system. No? So we are in a democratic state or nation. So democracy. Now research problem. What is the problem? The focus here. Lack of interest among people to participate beyond suffrage. So ang pinaka focus dito is that in the system of democracy, there are a lot of spaces, no, for us to participate. Pero ang nakita dito, ang gustong ipakita dito ng study, bakit tuwing election lang, no? Bakit sa election lang na activity sa democracy masigasig, no? So there is lack of interest among people to participate beyond suffrage. So election lang, no? Paano yung mga plebiscite, social movement? These are democratic spaces. No? Pwede tayong mag-create ng batas kasi democratic, no? We can create. Okay? We can repeal, no? We can, so maraming spaces, no? Yung mga strike, welga. So these are part of democracy. Pero bakit marami atang deadma, no? Pero pag election, yun lang ang may interest ang tao. Okay. So yun ang problem dito, no? Lack of interest among people to participate. Okay, purpose: to study why citizens in democratic states do not participate in political spaces other than voting. So nagiging specific na, no? So ano ang mga question? Okay, why democratic spaces not interesting? So maybe we can ask that, no? Lack of interest, baka naman hindi talaga interesting ang democratic spaces, no? So bakit siya hindi interesting? Okay, how can it be interesting? Who are the people who do not participate? When did the interest to participate decline? Okay? Kasi nakita naman natin sa ating kasaysayan na meron, no? Pwede, no? Pero bakit nga ba? Bakit nawala ang interest? Or kailan ba ito nawala, no? Or bakit hindi nga interesting yung mga democratic spaces, no? Yung activities na meron dapat sa democratic na society. So yun ang gustong iimbestigahan, no, ng research. Okay? So deficiencies in evidence, related literature limited to suffrage as prominent democratic space. So prevalent, no? So maraming literature, studies na ang pinofocus lang yung election. So paano naman yung iba, no? Kaya I think this is becoming more relevant, no? We have to investigate why. So yun ang nagiging leverage ng study, no? Okay? Kaya pwede, no? Kasi bakit nga ba, no? Bakit nga ba hindi tayo masyadong interesado sa ibang democratic activities? Okay. Relating the study to the audience, I think this is beneficial to the LGU, especially yung mga nag-initiate, no, ng batas, nag-create ng batas, no, sa local government, legislative. So maybe they can initiate how can in the local government democratic activities can be more interesting. Okay? O yung public information, no, provision ng tao. Okay? Maybe education, information dissemination. So sino yung in charge doon, no? Bakit? Bakit nga ba, no? So sila ang makinabang, no, para magkaroon ng mas malawak na interest ang mga tao, no, doon sa democratic spaces. So sila ang makinabang dito sa research na ito. So they are the beneficiaries. Okay. So ayan, yan po ang output task number 1. Yan. So nagsimula siya dito. So ito na yung pinaka-sample. So after that, hahanap ka na ngayon ng mga literature, studies. Okay. Hahanap ka na ngayon ng instrument, design. No? So your design depends on your question. So when you say why, how, so can this be answered by a Likert scale? Scaling ba to? Or you have to do focus group discussion? Or open-ended question, statements, So yun na yung mga magiging design mo, no? So is this hindi naman to experimentation, no? So siguro ito ay descriptive pa rin, no? Na pwede itong mixed method, no? Pwede kang mag-survey at the same time pwede kang mag-interview. So meron naman tayong mga convergent parallel design, may mga ganon, no? So pwede, no? Pwede nating i-mix. So yun ang mga magiging next na movement, no? So ayan, itong ano ba to? Convergent parallel design. Ayan, convergent parallel design. So this is a good method, no? A good design. So para siyang ganyan. So may quantitative data, i-collect mo, qualitative data, and then you compare, relate. So this is the point of interface, and then you interpret. So that is a mixed method, no? So you go together. Or pwedeng sequential, mag-focus group ka muna, small group, kung ano yung sinabi nila, iti-test mo ngayon sa larger group, so magiging quantitative na siya, no? So qualitative to quantitative, and then there is now interpretation. So sequential. So it can be quantitative first, iso-survey mo, tapos yung mga emerging, i-verify mo sa small group. So pwede rin, no? So pabaliktad, no? Exploratory, sequential. So yun ang mga research design. Or you can have a case analysis. So later in our discussion, no? So pwede yung mga designs na ganun. Yeah. So it depends on what you want to ask. Okay? Because there are questions when we say why, when we say how, so malamang nangangailangan to ng ano, nangangailangan to ng nasaan na yun? Pag ganun ang statement of the problem mo, so it needs appropriate design, no? Okay. So that's it. Question? Question po? Hold on. Yes, Gina.
Sir, kailan po submission ng task 1?
This is it. Our next meeting will be September 30, no? So sa September 30, kung sino yung mga nagpo-post doon sa ating classroom, yun ang magiging critiquing natin. Okay? So, halimbawa, nag-post ka. So, isa ka doon sa mabibigyan ng ere, no, na pwedeng matulungan, ikikritik yung papel niyo sa group, no? Okay? Now, if you cannot make it, ang ano natin dito is basta mag-submit tayo, no? Doon sa task 1, kailangan natin mag-submit hanggang end ng semester. Okay? Pero sa ating mga session, meron tayong ikikritik. So if you want that your paper will be part of that, then you have to submit. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Clear po. Thank you.
Yes, SJG, Imperial.
Doc, tanong ko lang po, since the subject involves statistics, are we limited to just quantitative researches?
I like that. What is your specialization? Maybe you can teach us. SJ?
Um,
Ano bang ano mo? Regression? What do you plan?
um, not, none yet
Not yet?
po, Doc.
Oh, kasi gusto ko ring may mag-try ng pure quali kasi meron na tayong in vivo, no?
Yes po.
Yan. Marami tayo, no? Marami tayong pwedeng kaya 'yun ang magiging assignment ng can I see raise of hand ng mga PhD? PhD. PhD students. Walang PhD dito? Yan, si Flor Delis. Sana yung iba, Flor. Okay. So, ang ating research, okay, ang ating research, by the way, just give me first comments. Is our task doable? Doable ba siya?
Yes po, Doc.
Doable, right?
Yes po.
Okay, sa sinabi ko nga kanina, pag hindi natin maabot sa December, no? Hindi natin maabot sa December yung talagang output na sinasabi, no? Ang hinihiling ko is that sa bawat stage, ma-experience man lang natin. Of course, na-experience na natin 'yan kasi yung iba nga sa atin mga researchers na no. So no doubt on that, no. Pero dito sa ating klase, no, kasi collaborative to, no, maka-share tayo sa ibang classmates. Yung nakakatuwa bang tingnan na at the end, meron tayong na-produce na MRAD. No? Hindi naman necessarily na 200 plus ang participants, no? Pero meron tayong na-accomplish, no, na that will distinguish ito yung task number 1, naka-create tayo ng title, may mga variables tayo. Tapos ito yung task number 2, nakahanap tayo ng mga related lead, nakakapag-compose tayo ganyan. Tapos ito yung methodology natin. Nakapag-test tayo kahit 20 participants lang, no? Na run natin yung ating questionnaire. Kasi later on we will discuss about yung mga Google form, how to gather, ano bang mga techniques, no? And then nakapag-interpret tayo, nakapag-analyze tayo. So in other words, nabuo natin yung MRAD. So yun lang naman ang gusto natin. Kasi meron pa namang 2 semesters na mas ma-develop pa siya. Okay? Mas ma-develop pa siya. So I think it is doable. Okay? I think it is doable. So I'm not giving you na next Saturday dapat task 1 meron na. Hindi. This is until December. So nasa inyo na yung pacing, no? Nasa inyo na yung ano bang pacing nyo as a group para maka-accomplish. Basta ito yung ating requirement. Okay? Ito ang ating requirement. And the requirement for the class, no? Ang requirement sa buong class, no, for this semester. Ngayong October po, October, if we can have that October, tayo po ay mag-i-sponsor ng isang webinar, no, for research class. So please, kasi ito yung ating pinaka-group, no, group na grade, both masters and PhD. So isa rin to sa ating major na pagkukuhanan ng grade. So mag-sponsor po tayo ng webinar para ito yung ating contribution for the next generations, no? So, mag-sponsor po tayo ng isang webinar, Research That Matters, or nasa inyo na ang title. No? So, we need only around 3 speakers. 3 speakers. So, maybe ang focus natin more is on design. No? Ano yung mga bagong design ngayon? Okay? Yun, isa na yun, yung in vivo. So how to use in vivo? Kasi qualitative yun eh. Maganda yun, no? Or classy. May mga ganun, no? May mga resign na maybe it works in your space, no? Yung kung saan ka ngayon. Okay? Or it may not work in the other but it can help. Okay? Yung mga business, usually regression. So, can we have one speaker on regression? So we can appreciate ano ba ang design ng regression. Okay? Yung regression analysis. And then we can have in vivo or we can have other research design. Kasi sa research design, doon natin makikita yung posibleng title, posibleng variable treatment, okay? And even what population or is it sampling or representative can suffice, no? The design, no? Kasi may design na kailangan lang 3 participant, no? Pero malaliman. Okay? So, can we have that? Okay? And also I need for me I cannot anymore be naive, no, on artificial intelligence. Okay? So AI will always be AI. And even AI is correcting another AI. So nagpapatalinuhan ng mga AI ngayon. And all we need is we can benefit from AI. Okay? But the question is, how can we be in the still, no, in the realm of ethical consideration? So how is ethics relevant in artificial intelligence? Okay, so maybe we can have one speaker on that, no? Talking about not anymore on artificial intelligence. Yung artificial intelligence siguro i-introduce lang, but it is more on the ethical side, no? So how to utilize, how to maximize, and at the same time still maintain the integrity, no, and authenticity of the work with the help of the AI. So maybe one speaker can do that. And then the others can go into more on research design. Can I see raise of hand if you have an idea of who can we tap on speakers? I'm pretty sure marami na tayong exposure doon. Meron na ba tayong contact in mind? Regardless ng field kasi pwede naman ang mga alam ba, medical doctors, lawyers. So maybe you can have one really expert can help us, no? Yan, so we have one. Cecilia Amaro. Okay. So may contact. Thank you. So we have another one, Philip. Okay. Cecilia, anong area? Saan siya doon? One you have in mind?
Connected with DOST
Okay. So can talk about
design.
design.
Yes.
Perfect. Philip?
Doc, yung kilala ko rin can talk about design kasi
Design.
research, head of research siya sa department ko sa ano, sa PGH.
And you also. Maybe you can also.
Personally, my lecture is ethics. My lectures are mostly on ethics and medical research, not mostly on design.
Okay, sige.
So if you want ethics, I can easily give a whole lecture on that. Yung mga ano, mga kailangan bakit may written consent, etc.
Is that the free verb? Yan kay Doc Bu? No?
Not quite the same, pero yeah.
Okay. So may mga bago. Yun ba yun?
Almost the same actually, pero
O sige. So exciting si Doc Bu next sem.
thank you, sir.
Pag magmi-meet na kayo. Because you have ethics, no? In next semester. Oh. So most probably, okay, meron na tayo. So kailan? Ano natin to spoiled brat kasi tayo. So pag tayo ang nag-sponsor ng webinar, nandun ang presidente ng PCU, nandun si VP Margie, no? So I always invite them. Okay? So if you can have outside Philippines, why not, no? So let's make this happen. Okay? So we will have how to. So we can make a good timing of time, yung time schedule natin. Pwede na mga second week ng October, no? Maybe. So we'll just make arrangement to that. Okay. So any other questions, please? Clarification? We always discuss this, no, among professors. Kasi nga ako yung site coordinator ng MM Lab. Na diniscuss na namin, no, na we limit our requirements as much as possible because we always believe na yung mga estudyante ng MM Lab talagang expert naman sa kanilang field, no? So all we need to do is add more and well at the same time link with each other, no? Importante kasi yung professional linkages and sharing of our expertise. So some professors invite other friends to lecture and share. So that's one mechanism. And then we limit our requirements. We can negotiate if it is not anymore doable in the constraint of time. Kasi nga trimester tayo. It is those things are open, no? So acquainted na, no? Familiar na ang mga professors kung ang estudyante ay hihingi ng ganong negotiation. Okay? And also the access to materials, recording. So you can always tell your professor if they can give you that access. Ayan. Okay? If there are no more questions, we can end this session. I would like to appreciate your presence. So please tell the others that we already have a meeting and our requirements are we are encouraged to do collaborative uh, groupings, no, small groups to accomplish the task, no, for this particular course. And we have our Google Classroom to assist us, no, on the things that we have we are asked or required to do. I'll be sharing this recording. Ipo-post ko to sa ating classroom. So we can always go back anytime, no? So once this is done, I will share the link, no, dun sa ating classroom. And then we'll see each other on the 30th. So maybe next Saturday another subject will call for a schedule for class, no? Okay? So thank you so much for this evening. I'll just ask if anyone can join me with the video for the attendance. If not, it's okay, but I encourage if you can share your screen. Yan. Thank you. Pwede pa pong mag-invite ng classmates, ha. Ipahabol natin sa enrollment para marami tayo, masaya. Okay? So, masayang maraming may kasama para marami tayong gagraduate. Okay. Lalo na yung mga PhD, damihan nyo kasi kulang. Now, yung iba naman, marami tayo ngayon, I think nasa 20 plus. Kasi yung last batch, mga 8 sections yun eh, no? So, nag-graduate na sila lahat. Ang importante kasi, next sem, pag nasa major class subjects na kayo, meron ng additional, no? Kasi hindi na kayo kompleto. So, kailangan ma-maintain natin yung class size. Okay? Para sayang din, no? Okay, so let's invite. We will still welcome them. Okay? Pupush up lang natin sila kasi late comers. No? Pero we will still entertain them. Kasi meron pa namang 2 semesters. No? We can still help each other. Okay, so I'll take this 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 2 screens. Okay, another one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good night. Bye-bye. Late dinner na tayo. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.